Welcome to G.E.O. Global Research and Training Institute, a CAC registered and NIM chartered accredited training body dedicated to human capital development through research and training. On this channel, we provide high-quality training sessions and resources on globally recognized professional courses, including Project Management Professional, PMP, Human Resource Management, HRM, Customer Service Relationship Management, CSRM, General Health and Safety, HSE 1 and 2, Health, Safety and Environmental Management, HSE Level 3. At the end of each program, participants are awarded professionally recognized certificates that strengthen career growth and employability worldwide. For inquiries and enrollment, contact us via +23481679539.
What is project management? Now, as defined in PMI's PMBOK, project management is application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. So every project will have an objective to accomplish. Similarly, the objective of project management is to make the final deliverables in a finite time and budget. This involves having clear understanding about the deliverables of the project, required resources for the project, resource in terms of human resources, technical resources, financial resources, etc. Project manager should have a full picture of those aspects, we can call it as constraints or aspects, and manage those throughout the project lifecycle, for which a project manager should have a full view about a project and what is that this project has to accomplish. That objective should be clear. So as part of project management, the 6 constraints which project manager should look at are scope, time, quality, cost, risk and resources. So each of these areas has very important role to play in project management. The clarity in scope, the clarity in terms of schedule within which the project has to be delivered, the cost, what it incurs to that particular project. Once it is finalized, one cannot vary, one cannot change without any proper approvals. Similar to that, we have quality management, which has to ensure the scope, the specifications what are defined, project output will be accordingly achieved. Risk, every project is taken up for a specific reason by organization. So organization should assess the risk associated with the project, and similarly as project progresses, various different risks has to be identified, like risk related to project management, risk related to technology area, risk related to resources, risk related to financial things. So broadly, risk management plays a very important role. So there will be something called contingency reserve kept for a identified risk above the cost what is estimated for various deliverables from the project. So every project require resources. Resources may be in terms of human resources, financial resources, technology resources, environmental resources. So all these resources are used to produce the output of the project. So these resources has to be managed with the sufficient optimization and standardizations required. Now let us understand the definition of a project. So what is a project? PMI defines a project as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service or result. The temporary nature of a project indicates that a project has a definite beginning and end. So when I say product, unique product, it means every output, it may be similar products you are producing with the same features and functionality, but the output of every project is unique because it is unique in terms of all the 6 constraints what we just discussed now. Now when I say product, it is very easy for us to visualize. It may be a desktop, it may be a laptop, it may be a car, it may be a machine, etc. But how do I visualize a service? Now project's output is a service. Now it's about building a capability. A project, through a project, a capability can be built to ensure services can be provided. That's what the output of project is, service. For example, if I think about a taxi services, for providing a taxi services, I need a mobile app, I need taxi, I need a server, I need a data center. So all these are various different products and services. Here service example can be internet service. So combination of all the services and products builds the capability for an organizations who can provide the taxi services. So building that capability, we say it is an output of a particular project which is called service. Similarly, results can be improvement of something, improvement in customer satisfaction, increase in some specific objectives or specific results needs to be achieved in performance perspective. So output of every project will be unique product or a service or a result. This we need to clearly understand. So when we say there is a definite beginning and end, every project starts at a certain point in time and ends at certain point in time. So it has a definite beginning and end. That is the reason it is temporary in nature. It is not an ongoing business activity, right? So every project will have a life cycle, a beginning and end. So when it starts till end, until the result or a service or a product which comes as an output of a project life cycle is not ended. So interestingly, in a product life cycle or in a service life cycle, you come across many project life cycles. So one project life cycle means one project is initiated to introduce a product or services. Next project or initiated would be to enhance the capability of a service or a product. Next project initiated after some time is to optimize something. Similarly, at the end of the product life cycle, project is initiated to retire that product or services. So in a given product life cycle, there may be multiple project life cycle. So what is involved in the project life cycle? It involves 5 areas, 5 groups we can call it as. So initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and closure. So when I say initiation, it's all about understanding what is project, giving the basic understanding of the project, collating the details and having key stakeholders identified. Once that is done, one will move towards planning. So here in the initiation, it is very clearly one has to understand is project is worthwhile of doing. So one has to check the feasibility, one has to measure that particular investment is making sense and then confirm, yes, it makes sense to invest. Now next, planning. As we have a basic understanding of, yes, this project has to be done and a discussion with the key stakeholders have happened, now that moves towards planning. Now in planning, one will understand the project in entirety. If it is a waterfall approach, one has to have a clear articulation of entire project, a comprehensive details, holistic approach. Now if you're going in a project in a agile way of approach, now in this planning you may have a big skeleton. As you go in each of the iteration, you may go deep dive into detailed planning if it is an agile approach. So planning provides you the clear insight towards what needs to be done in this project, how it has to be done, and what are the results which can be achieved out of that particular project. So this involves making that a clear blueprint of an project objectives, what we are supposed to achieve. So this will become a reference point throughout the project life cycle. Then execution. As you have a blueprint of the project, as the direction of that project is set, detailing of the project has been made, one will go ahead and execute the project. Execute in the sense implementation, acquiring resources and implementing it. So execution phase involves the allocation of resources and making the deliverables as required. You acquire resources, you configure a resource, you ensure right resources are acquired. If it is human resource, one has to educate that human resource with the project required knowledge or details, or one has to provide that assignment in such a way that skills of that individuals, what they should have is acquired by those individuals so that deliverables can happen, and they needs to be managed. The entire team needs to be managed. For that, a clear structure has to be created. Similarly, when you do technology resource perspective, those components has to be tested, configured, then integrated, again tested for and check the performances. So collective action of this results in a deliverable during the execution. So as the deliverables are happening in the execution, it is quite obvious project manager has to monitor, review, control that particular deliverable, and also the processes, tools, resources used during the project, even those needs to be monitored so that they are complying to the defined processes. So during monitoring, there may be a deviation one can found. During monitoring, there may be the project is running the way it is required. So in this monitoring phase, it involves an action from project manager to monitor and control the work of the project. So comparing with the blueprint of plan, what is accomplished, what is created during the planning phase of this project, and as the execution happens, monitoring and control is monitoring it and checking is that activities what is being done is according to the plan or not. Similarly, the deliverables which comes as an output of a project are tested thoroughly, whether those have a specific features and functionality and are they functioning the way it is required. Now, project has to be delivered to the scope what is defined. It should not go beyond that or below that. Similarly, the schedule what is made for the project, within that schedule project deliverables needs to be accomplished within the cost what is budgeted for the project. So during the project, project manager may find there are certain deviations which are occurred, there are additional challenges which has come in. So for this reason, one has to ensure continued monitoring as the execution happens and identify those deviation and ensure whenever there is a deviation there is a correction. Whenever there is an additional things coming in, that needs to be considered carefully whether that need to be involved as part of this deliverable or should be taken it separately. So this requires a lot of conversation with all the stakeholders of the project during the entire project life cycle, especially during planning, execution, monitoring and control, since they are not the one which is happening in sequence. So planning can also come back again where there is something which you may require to modify. So you may require to have a change in the blueprint itself by adding that new change which is coming in. So you go back to planning. So planning, execution, monitoring and control are going hand in hand so that project deliverables are happening as needed. Similarly, all the process, work instructions, all those templates what is given are used. One is complying to those requirements. It is very important, and project is done within the scope, schedule and time and the quality metrics defined. Then as the completion of the project happens, as the monitoring and control says, yes, deliverable has happened according to the requirement, then the project moves to the closure. The closure may be closure of a specific project phase, a milestone deliverable or a phasal deliverable, or it can be a deliverable at the end of the project which is the ultimate deliverable. So processes in closing has to be triggered whenever there is an end of the phase, whenever there is a deliverable to conclude, and also at the end of the project to conclude the entire project. So during the closure, one has to ensure capturing all the details in terms of what is accomplished against what is defined, what went wrong, what went well, what is the learning one has to take to the next level or to the next phase or to the next project. And at the same time, a sign off has to be obtained formally and everything should be summarized and have a good handshake with the project stakeholder, mainly a business or customer. And also disseminating of team means you will dismantle the entire team and send them back to their specific units or specialization, and they may get assigned to new project, or if it is a functional, they can go back to their functions to do their functional activities. So that was about entire project life cycle, what happens. Now while doing this, I mentioned there are 6 constraints, that is scope, schedule, cost, quality, risk and resources. So keeping these in mind, one has to ensure project is successful in all aspects. So to become successful, there are a few key areas which has to be looked at. So first 6 key areas are scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources and stakeholders. Now let us look at the scope. What does scope means? Scope is about what needs to be delivered. What is in scope? What is out of the scope? So this refers to all those deliverable scope, all those activity scope. Basically, we speak about 2 things. One is product scope and project scope. Product scope is all about ensuring the features, functionality of products are well defined and understood and signed off. And while delivering that product, that is tested against those defined features and functionalities. Whereas project scope focus on all the activities needs to be done, all those templates which has to be used, all the process which has to be complied with, all that skills which is required to be applied. So this is going as defined. So by doing this activities which is defined as part of project scope, the result, the deliverable will come out, which will be in line with the deliverables, features and functionality, which is defined as part of product scope. It is very important to ensure entire projects happens within this particular scope. There should not be any deviations from this. Schedule perspective, for that specifications what we defined for a product and project. So these needs to be done in a specific point in time, means in a specific schedule. There will be start time, end time, right? So one has to plan how long a project would take and what are the deliverables should happen in what sequence, what activities are required to accomplish this. So all these needs to be understood. So while performing the schedule management. One has to look at a specific deliverable at a specific point in time by applying a specific set of activities required. So this will tell you the duration of the project. This will provide you the sequence of project. This will also help you to understand the dependency between one task to another task. This will also help you to understand how the deliverables happening in what sequence, which helps in prioritizing your deliverables. Third is cost. So as we know, to do any project, it is very essential to ensure project happens within that budget. So project cost is estimated initially, then that estimated cost will be checked in terms of is the assumptions, considerations are right or wrong, is that really so much of monetary resources are required for the project. And then after understanding the justification and obtaining the clarity, monetary resources are allocated and confirmed, approved, then it will become a budget. That will be a cost baseline. So these estimation, allocation of budget, once it happens, that will become a base, and any deviations from that cannot happen so easily. So any deviations because of additional of scope, that can be handled through change management, but idealistic scenario, the cost should not escalate or come down. Organization can also set certain tolerances at the project level, considering various different scenarios, like scenario of risks, scenario of something which deviated from the deliverable. So to what extent it can deviate, that tolerance will also be set at the economic or monetary value perspective. That is about cost. Now quality, as we know, quality is a very important area which ensures the project is delivered in time with all the specifications defined by using all the methods, means by following all the processes, work instructions, templates, and delivering as needed, where it enables the project to monitor it easily. So basically the requirement of compliance and standardization and optimization is to ensure everyone follows the same steps to do the activity. So what quality management focus is to ensure the intended objectives of a project are achieved. Already there is a definition done in terms of various different practices or processes needs to be followed. Similarly, specification of each of the products are defined, and from that there should not be any deviation. So quality management should focus on ensuring those activities are done as defined, those deliverables are done according to the specifications what is defined. It is very important that way. So for that there is a layer of quality management. There should be a layer of quality management where auditing or control activities are initiated periodically so that any deviations can be seen easily. And remember, a project manager cannot become part of quality management. Like project manager cannot audit. Project manager should have a team or take the help of a team who can able to do. Mostly the one who is not part of the project is always better. Resources. Now as I mentioned earlier, every project needs resources. It may be human resources, it may be technology resources, it may be any other resources which are required to do the project. So organization acquires resources, configured and then deployed. For example, in a project, you acquire a server, you configure a server, you deploy a server. Technology resource. Human resource is onboarded, recruited, project induction is given. Then at the same time, the skills and capabilities of individuals are according to the requirement of project. That needs to be ensured. And what needs to be delivered and how it has to be delivered should be clear to the particular human resource. So looking at all the aspects of resources to acquire, to build, and manage, it is very important to look at the resource management. So this will help in carrying out a specific task in the project in the best possible manner. So interestingly, when I say human resource, always there is a possibility that a conflict can occur. So when I say conflict of interest maybe in terms of what that individuals has to do, conflict in terms of the preferences, in terms of solutions, what they're looking at, conflict in terms of using resources, different opinions, different preferences, various reasons conflict can come across. So it is very important to project manager to understand this dynamics of human resources and manage those conflicts. Project manager cannot shy away from handling conflicts. Project manager has to hone and resolve those conflicts in the favor of project, not in the favor of any individuals. So there are various techniques to look at resolving conflicts. So that is like compromising, problem solving, smoothing, accommodating. So whichever helps for that project scenario, for the project objectives, that needs to be applied. That technique has to be taken up. So here the resolution is not at the specific individual's preference. It is with the objective of whether projects has any impact. What kind of impact? Positive or negative? If it is negative, no, that's not the direction. The direction should be ensuring project gets that value through this conflict resolution. So project manager should own it. It's an accountability of a project manager. Then as the human resources are acquired, there are 5 stages. Team dynamics are involved. So one has to bring them, then educate them about a project. As the education on the project happens, one has to go and do the job on floor. That needs to be observed. Means one has to manage by looking at it, and any corrections needs to be done. That needs to be guided. So it is very dynamic thing when it comes to human resources. Similarly, in technology resources, standardization. There is no ambiguity as such. But right resources with the right configurations should be acquired. That is very important. The next, stakeholders. So who can be stakeholders? Every project will have a stakeholder who are internal and external to the project. So the internal stakeholders are those who are part of the project, who are part of the organization, who are part of the customer organization, who are part of supplier organization, a competition to my business, means my organization's business. All this we can call it as a stakeholders. Now every stakeholders will have a specific interest, a power, an ability to influence. Now through their position, through their distance from the project, they will get impacted. At the same time, they will also impact the project. Similarly, they influence and they get influenced because of the project. So a project manager should identify all the stakeholders and understand this. What is the kind of stakeholder is this in terms of power, in terms of legitimacy, in terms of influence, in terms of impact. After understanding that, there should be a strategy for handling the stakeholders. How am I going to engage with these stakeholders? It is very important. And accordingly, the engagement should happen, and then stakeholder engagement should resolve in the favor of projects again. So if it is a customer should get that inputs required through review or periodic updates and the engagement required with the customer, so that customer is having up-to-date information about the project. If it is a team, continued monitoring and control and ensuring team delivers the results what is required. So focus of a stakeholder should be in such a way that your strategy should enable project to become successful and get a proper response from the stakeholder, means a supporting engagement. So next few key focus areas to mention is communication, risk, procurement, critical success factors, deliverables, and work breakdown. So this list is not exhaustive. As we deep dive into project, I think you can just keep listing the key focus areas more than this, but whatever we have indicated are the minimum which needs to be looked at. So when I say communication is basically a conversation, exchange of message which happens between two entities. Now whenever we communicate, it is necessary to understand that it has to happen with two individuals or two entities. There should be sender, there should be receiver. In the absence of receiver, if sending is happening, that communication doesn't make any sense. There should be a receiver and there should be an acknowledgement from the receiver. Now this is one of the most ignored area in many of the projects. Even the communication happens more often, more frequently. But what people face difficulty in realizing that as they communicate generally, informally, formally, they just take those for granted. Now when you identify the stakeholder, one has to understand what is the communication requirement for those stakeholders. What is that communication? Why is that communication? What is the content of that communication? How frequently we should do that interactions or communications? Intent of that particular communication. What is the expected action or response from that communication? All this needs to be very, very clear, and this can be articulated. It has to be articulated. So when it is articulated, once there is a picture in terms of what kind of communication has to happen, it is quite obvious there should not be any deviation from the agreed communications requirements. And whenever there is a need of change to the communication requirements from the stakeholders, that needs to be updated. For this, one has to have a stakeholders identified. So stakeholder management and communication are very closely linked and associated. Engagement with the stakeholder will become successful with an effective communication approaches. Next is risk. So every project which is undertaken by organization, that will have certain amount of risk which organization will evaluate. Similarly, within the project lifecycle, lot of risk comes up which would have certain impact to the project. Now, risk refers to, by definition, an uncertain event. It has an uncertainty, an event which is uncertain, and when it occurs, it will have an impact on the project positively or negatively. Now, Current scenario in everywhere the projects, what you observe closely, people tend to look at the risk which are threats, that is negative only, but they fail to recognize the risks which are opportunities, the positive risks. So another gap which we see when do the risk management is that is done in the initial phase of the project. As the project is kicked off, someone will do the risk assessment, have a list of risk identified, but unfortunately there is no categorizations for that risk, and how is that going to impact the project, that is not clear. Thirdly, risk management or list of risk are created only once. It is not done repeatedly. So risk identification and analysis and assessment of that risk has to be done throughout the life cycle of a project. Reason being, the risk which looks as an high impact when project is initiated, as the project progresses, the impact levels will vary. Maybe in the mid of the project, the impact may be very high or low. So likewise, the impacts of the risk will vary throughout the project life cycle. It may be positive, it may be negative. So as you identify the stakeholder throughout the project life cycle, as I said, that is also a dynamic. I cannot just have a list of stakeholders and I keep it as it is. I need to update that also regularly. Risk identification, assessment and analysis should also be done regularly, periodically, so that one will have a clear understanding about, is that risk still valid? Is that risk is there still or not? What is the level of variations in terms of impact of the risks? So this clarity will be there so that organization or project manager can get ready to face those risks. If it is a negative risk, definitely you should have a mitigation or avoidance or acceptance, whatever the mitigation plan you have, to eliminate the negative impact of the risk when it occurs. If it is a positive risk, it's quite obvious one has to take the advantage of that. One has to enhance, exploit, share a positive risk so that organization is benefited. Further, procurement. So whenever a project is initiated, whenever a project is taken up, the organization who is doing the project cannot create everything, cannot develop everything in that project life cycle. So organization would make a decision stating that some of the deliverables we make ourselves, some of the products we make ourselves, some of the products we purchase, some of the services we purchase. So to purchase, that has to happen from a specific supplier. You cannot go with every supplier. You should evaluate the suppliers, qualify the suppliers, and then select, onboard the supplier, and then get the services or products supplied by that particular supplier. So while doing this, one has to understand what type of contracting they need to enter with. So three types of contracts we speak basically. One is about cost plus contract, where cost is fully known to the project manager and to the organization. So apart from known cost, a fee will be paid to the supplier. Another one is fixed price, where project manager or the organization who is awarding that contract to a supplier will not know what is the cost. Instead, it is a fixed price. But important here is the scope of work needs to be clearly articulated and defined. Another type of contracting can be time and material, where the billing will happen based on the amount of time one is spent on that particular hire a resource or onboard a resource on a time and material basis, and what is that effort that resource has been put. Based on that, billing will happen. So three types of contracts depending on the different scenarios of the project will be signed with the contractor. However, before doing that, it is very essential to identify those suppliers, sign off with them, and monitor and manage them. So if deliverables are not there, it is very essential to look at the termination. One has to terminate. Otherwise, one has to ensure, instead of terminating, should be able to put some effort to educate them also, so that they come up to the mark, so project is benefited. So depending on what needs to be done, that call has to be taken on a regular basis. Then critical success factor. So for every project, there should be an articulation of critical success factor. So based on that, one can confirm, yes, project has achieved its objectives or project has not achieved its objectives. So critical success factor should be supported through the metrics, key performance indicators. So key performance indicators provide those metrics to say critical success factor is achieved. For example, if I want to become successful in an exam, critical success factor is scoring or passing the examination. Or let me say, to pass the examination, key performance indicator is scoring 60% and above. So critical success factor for me to get promoted is to pass in this particular exam. So to pass in this exam, minimum I should score is 60%. That is KPI. Passing in the exam, that is critical success factor. So how will I measure that success factor is KPI. So every project which it produces a specific product or services by using a specific resources, and each of these, the resources, the processes, the templates, the deliverables, all these needs to be measured on a continual basis. So there are critical success factors defined, and those are measured by defining KPIs to that critical success factors. So basically, critical success factor provides the insight towards what needs to be measured, and when you measure, what should be the focus. And to achieve those critical success factors, the indicator is key performance indicators. When you measure, yes, the moment you achieve that, your CSF is achieved. Next, deliverables. So deliverables are those which comes as an output of the project, right? It may be a product, it may be a service, it may be a result. So this refers to the output within the scope of a project. So there can be one or more deliverables within a single project. So these deliverables may be the items that are to be sent externally to a customer or a stakeholder. So every deliverable will have a defined scope, will have a defined specification. So those deliverables has to be measured, tested, and one has to confirm, yes, this deliverable is performing as we are intended to have the performance. Accordingly, the decision will happen. Should we accept this particular deliverable or not? If there is any deviation, that has to go back for correction. So that's the reason we have monitoring and control. All the control processes like control quality focused on the product state, whether it has achieved that results or not. Is that functional as needed or not? One has to ensure these deliverables has all those features and functionalities. Only then that can be handed over to the respective stakeholder, customer or operation, whoever the stakeholder it is. Next is work breakdown structure. So when we say work breakdown structure, when I look at a specific piece of product or services and have a bigger picture, I cannot even visualize the various different components, various different actions involved in achieving that bigger deliverable. So if I say a car, so I can think of a body external, I can think of a mirror on that body, I can think of a glass in the front, side as well as the back side, and also I can think of interiors like seat, then accelerator, steering, dashboard. All this I can visualize. But since I'm not a technology expert relating to car, can I visualize all those parts which are working inside for car to move, like engine, the battery assembly? I don't know what to say further. So all these can be visualized by an expert. So every product or services should be broken down into multiple pieces. I'm not saying go and break that product. I am saying that product will have multiple components which are involved. Those needs to be segregated. For example, if I say cars exteriors, cars interior. So cars exteriors, external items you can see, whatever you visualize, body structure, mirror assembly, headlights, then tires. So likewise, whatever I can visualize, I will make it as a line items under the exterior. So under, for example, under a mirror I can speak about mirror glass, mirror cap, mirror pedestal, and mirror assembly where it moves, where you can move the mirror. So these are the various components involved in a mirror. So I need to ensure by breaking down the product into multiple levels, by decomposing it to multiple levels, I can able to visualize the product very clearly. What is there in detail. So once I have the details, I will articulate those. What is that particular work breakdown element is, product breakdown element is. Then I will look at what skills and capabilities required for that product, and I will assign the resources accordingly. So once activities, resources, everything is assigned, automatically this will become a work breakdown structure. Further, after creating a work breakdown structure, one will go and sequence the activity, look at sequencing will happen based on in what priority deliverable should happen, what order deliverable should happen. Then once the sequencing is done, it will be checked to see whether anything can be optimized. Anything can be done in such a way that smooth flow of the project can happen. There is no dependencies which will make project to delay. Like as the flow happens smoothly, so you would find the various techniques like critical path method, network diagramming, critical chain method. So all these are used. The floats of an activities are checked. Then leads and lags of the activities, the relationship between the activities. So accordingly, full visualization in terms of how the project will flow and how in what order the deliverables are happening can be easily visualized. So that is the reason first activity is to do the product breakdown, which would result in work breakdown structure. So those are the points till now whatever I mentioned are the basic understanding one should have about a project and project management. So as you deep dive into various best practices like PMP by PMI, Prince2 by Axelos, Scrum Master, Agile Scrum Master. Similarly, you have Certified Scrum Master. So many agile practices. So when you look at any of the best practices, that will tell you clearly articulate what should be the practice for you to adopt and adapt that practices so that your project can become successful. So any of those approach you touch upon, all those refers to these basic things. In the absence of these basic things, none of those best practices discusses the project management. Now, typically in the industry, there are a lot of job roles to the project management which we have seen. So based on that, this information is captured here on various job roles in a project management. So some of them are like project manager, senior project manager, project lead, resource manager, PMO, that is project management office analyst, steering committee member. So not necessarily all the project management roles are limited to this. So these are the roles which commonly you see, and we are trying to capture that to give the insight, right? When I say project manager, the project manager is the owner. One has to take an accountability for the project, right? So project managers takes the project according to the plan and plays a lead role in all the steps of the project management, right? So responsibilities would be managing, reviewing, and prioritizing the task wherever necessary, looking after risk management, stakeholder management, and project communication management. Some of the salary what we found while we were doing the survey, the success ratio of a project depends majorly on the project manager. So the demand for project managers is rapidly increasing in the market. So accordingly, 75,474 per year, that is the USD. In INR, it is 1500,000. So this is what the salary on an approximation what was found. Next role, we look at senior project manager, where senior project manager is the head of the overall project management plan. The role demands in-depth knowledge of all the project aspects on the specifics of the project. The responsibilities would be planning and coordinating complex projects, visiting project sites to check progress and handle complex issues. So salary looks like $104,000 per year, 92,000 INR per year. So the role of senior project manager is one of the highest paying roles in the industry, as we have seen, having several allowances and bonuses because of the criticality involved in that project and the accountability level of that particular individuals in the organization. Next role, project lead. So project leads are the one who leads the people throughout the project and provide them with all the information required throughout. So responsibilities involve motivating the team, beneath taking care of their needs and paying attention to what they feel, ordering or controlling the project team, since the project lead has more freedom than the project manager. Salary, project lead makes sure that project gives the best possible outcome and is hence the demand for the project lead in a company never reduces. So in USD, 82,000 per year, whereas in INR it is 1,269,000 per year. Next role we can look at on resource manager. So resource manager is the human resource needed to make the project success, right? So one has to manage those resources. Responsibility involved assigning the right people to the right projects at the right time, managing employees currently, and determining hiring needs depending on the project's requirements. So salary would be around 64,000 USD, which comes around 966,794 in INR. Project Management Office Analyst. For this role, the Project Management Office Analyst works with PMO, means Project Management Office, and does not look at the project or manage the project directly. Instead, does most of the data-driven work which required for a project to have or project to get supported by that, so that project managers will have better insight. Analyzing and interpreting the data concerning the project, figuring out the future risks to the project, finding new ways to advance the idea of the project management. So salary would be 106,253 per year in USD, whereas 449,337 in INR per year. So steering committee member. So the steering committee members are the members who do not work on the project themselves. They are there to help the project manager, like providing inputs during the development of a project, advising on the budget and evaluating the project strategies, taking regular feedbacks from the project managers and asking necessary questions. So salary would be around $68,497 per year. So those were the various roles, and that list is not an exhaustive list, various different roles we come across, but these are the basic roles which is seen in the industry, these roles are being recruited. Now there are various project management certifications which are offered, as I mentioned earlier. So those certifications are PMP, that is Project Management Professional from PMI, Agile Certified Practitioner, that is PMI ACP, again from PMI, then Certified Associate in Project Management. So difference between CAPM and PMP is like CAPM would act as a basic level of certification for those who does not have a sufficient project experience, project management experience, whereas PMP is for those who has some project management experience. Similarly, PMI ACP is the one who is aspiring to look at agility in project management, and they can go for it. Certified Scrum Master, yes, it is a Scrum Master certificate which will explain the role of a Scrum Master in detail. Similarly, Prince 2, a certification from Axelos, which also speak about all the aspects of the project what we discussed and provides the framework for project management. Axelos also provides Prince 2 certification in Agile also, Agile Prince 2 certification. So we will look at each one of this, certain details which are required for us to know. So project management professional, as I mentioned, is most acknowledged and value, the certificate value what it carries, which has resulted to the certified professionals in landing up in highest paid jobs in the world. So certified managers gets 20% more salary than the average salary. So to take up an examination, one has to go through the formal training of 35 hours. That is one of the prerequisites, and there should be some experience of 4,500 hours of project managing project by leading various activities of a project. And once the person becomes eligible with that prerequisites, person will become register in the PMI's website, becomes member, and then go for examination. So examination fee for PMP would be $405 for the members who are registered with PMI, and for those who are not registered as a member with PMI, it is $555. The duration of the examination is 4 hours, and the number of questions will be 200, which are multiple choice questions. So each question carries 1 mark. There is no negative scoring. Now prerequisites, one has to have 4,500 hours directing and leading the projects. That experience has to be filled in while filling the application. If a person is a bachelor degree holder, and along with that 35 contact hours of PM education. Now prerequisites for the one who is not a graduate, who may be high school or diploma, is 7,500 hours of directing and leading projects, 35 hours of PM education. So those are the prerequisites before one will go and appear for examination. So once an individual passes PMP examination, that certificate is valid for 3 years. So now after 3 years, if the person aspires to keep the certificate continued, they need to produce 60 PDUs, professional development units, which has to be acquired during those 3 years. How to acquire? One has to go through additional learning. One has to contribute towards project management knowledge base. So those needs to be evidenced, and then renewal fee has to be paid and certificate has to be renewed. Then Agile Certified Practitioner, as we saw for PMP, here Agile Certified Practitioner demonstrates that one has relevant experience and education to handle and lead Agile projects. The organization has started shifting towards Agile, as we know, in today's industry, which makes this certification fast growing in the world. So examination fee would be $435 for PMI members, $495 for non-PMI members. Duration is 3 hours and multiple choice questions, 120 questions. Prerequisites is 2,000 hours project management experience with 1,500 hours Agile experience and 21 contact hours of Agile practices. So maintenance, 30 PDUs are required for every 3 years, and after paying the renewal fee, that can be renewed. Now Certified Associate in Project Management. So here, this is an entry-level certificate of PMI, especially for those people who has less project experience. It intends to demonstrate fundamental knowledge, terminologies, and processes of effective project management. So examination fee would be $225 for PMI members, whereas $300 for non-members of PMI. So duration of examination is 3 hours, and examination will have 150 multiple choice questions. So prerequisites, someone who has secondary diploma with 23 contact hours of PM education is enough. There is no experience of doing the project is required, as we saw in PMP. So maintenance is again 3 years. Someone who need to continue the certification has to retake the examination every 3 years. Next, Certified Scrum Master. So Certified Scrum Master is an entry-level certification that helps the professionals to begin as the Scrum practitioners. It is one of the most sought after certifications as after this one can get the designation of Certified Scrum Master, which is offered by Scrum Alliance. So examination fee, which will change time to time, which is not revealed. So one has to approach the training organization where they will get trained on Certified Scrum Master. So duration of examination is 60 minutes and pattern would be 16 hours, 2 days of training and 50 multiple choice questions after that particular 2 days of training. Then prerequisite is done for maintaining these credentials. So one has to ensure it is renewed every 2 years. Then projects in controlled environment, that is Prince 2. So Prince 2 is a method which is effective mostly from the base of UK. All the organizations who are from UK region prefers to have Prince 2 certification, and it is as popular as any other project management certifications like PMP. So examination fee would vary from $900 to $1,000 depending on where exactly you're taking the examination, and certification will happen at 2 levels. One is at foundation level and other one is practitioner. So in foundation, it is 60 questions, multiple choice, and in practitioner, it is 68 questions. Now, 60 questions or 68 questions, each carries 1 marks for correct answer. Any wrong answer, there will not be any negative scoring. One has to score 55% to clear the examination. So prerequisites for Prince 2 Foundation is none, whereas Prince 2 Foundation is a prerequisite for Prince 2 practitioner examination. So to maintain the certificate, one has to achieve 20 CPDs every year, continued professional development. So with this, we conclude.
Do you know, friends, that the average salary of project manager in India is around 19 lakhs per annum, and in United States is around 90,000 US dollars. These figures highlight the lucrative opportunities in the field of project management. Welcome to our tutorial on the project management roadmap for beginners. In this video, we will guide you through the essential steps to kickstart your career in project management. From understanding the key concepts to developing crucial skills to exploring popular methodologies and gaining practical experience, we have got you all covered. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a clear path of becoming a successful project manager. So let's dive in. So let's start, guys, first by understanding what exactly is project management. So guys, project management is the essential practice of planning, organizing, and overseeing a project to meet specific goals within a set time frame and budget. It involves defining the project scope, setting clear objectives, and coordinating all necessary resources like people, tools, and materials. A project manager's job is to make sure all the tasks are completed on time, within budget, and up to the desired quality standards. This requires effective communication, solid risk management, and quick problem-solving skills. Project management also means keeping an eye on the progress, making necessary adjustments, and ensuring all the stakeholders are informed on the same page with the project goals. There are various methodologies like Waterfall, Agile, Scrum, which offers different ways to handle projects. I hope so you have got a brief idea regarding this. Now let's move on and discuss briefly regarding what are the key skills needed to become a project manager. So guys, to be an effective project manager, you need to develop a diverse set of skills that will help you to navigate the complexities of managing projects. Here are some of the essential skills that project managers should have. The first one is communication. Clear and concise communication is very vital in this domain. You need to convey ideas, expectations, and updates to your team and stakeholders. Effective communication helps to avoid misunderstandings and keeps everyone aligned with the project goals. The second one is organization. Being organized is very crucial for managing multiple tasks, deadlines, and resources. An organized project manager can keep track of all the project components and ensures everything runs smoothly. Third one which we have is problem solving. Projects rarely go exactly as planned. So strong problem solving skills are very essential. You need to quickly identify issues, analyze possible solutions, and implement the best course of action to keep the project on track. Next one we have is leadership. Inspiring and motivating your team is a key aspect of project management. A good leader guides their team, delegates tasks effectively, and fosters a positive and productive work environment. Next one we have all over here, that is time management. So guys, prioritizing tasks and managing your time efficiently ensures that project milestones are met. Good time management helps you to stay on schedule, meet deadlines without compromising the quality. Next one we have is adaptability. Projects can be unpredictable sometimes. So being adaptable and flexible is very important. You need to adjust plans, strategies as necessary to accommodate changes and unforeseen challenges. And finally we have is solid risk management. You know friends that identifying potential risk and developing strategies to mitigate them is very crucial for project success. Effective risk management helps to minimize the impact of uncertainties on the project. So by honing these skills, you can become a more effective project manager, capable of leading your team to success and delivering projects that meet or exceed expectations. Now we are going to move forward to understand the core project management concepts. So guys, understanding core project management concepts is very essential for successfully managing the project. The first one that we have all over here is scope. So guys, scope defines what the project will deliver and work required to complete it. Clearly outlining the scope helps to prevent scope creep, where uncontrolled changes or continuous growth can derail the project. Next one we have all over here is resources. This involves identifying and allocating the necessary resources, including team members, tools, material, and budget. Efficient resource management ensures that the project has everything it needs to proceed without delays. The third one that we have all over here, that is schedule. So guys, the project schedule outlines the timeline for all tasks and milestones. Creating a detailed schedule helps you to keep the project on track and ensures that deadlines are met. The fourth one that we have all over here is budget. So guys, this is very important factor. And managing the project budget involves estimating cost, setting budget, and controlling expenses to ensure the project remains financially viable. Effective budget management helps prevent cost overruns. Finally, we have is risk management and quality. Let's first talk about risk management. So guys, identifying, assessing, and mitigating risk is very crucial. A proactive approach to risk management can help anticipate potential issues and develop contingency plans, reducing the impact of the project. If we talk about quality, then ensuring that the project meets the required standards and specification, it is very required for it to become a success. So quality management also involves setting quality criteria, continuously monitoring, and evaluating the project deliverables. Now let's move on and discuss about project management methodologies. So guys, project management methodologies provide a structured approaches to managing projects and ensuring efficiency and consistency. The first one that we are going to discuss all over here is called waterfall model. It is a linear and sequential approach where each phase of the project must be completed before moving on to the next. It's best suited for projects with well-defined requirements and minimal changes. The next one that we have all over here is called Agile. Actually, Agile is an iterative and flexible approach that focuses on delivering small, incremental improvements. Agile promotes adaptability and continuous feedback, making it ideal for projects with evolving requirements. The third one that we have all over here is called Scrum. Scrum is basically a subset of Agile. Scrum breaks into the project for short, time-bound iteration called sprint, which basically lasts for 2 to 4 weeks. So, in this, there are regular meetings such as daily stand-ups and sprint reviews, which ensures constant progress and feedback. So guys, choosing the right methodology depends upon the project's nature, requirement, and team dynamics. Ensuring a tailored approach to project management is very crucial. Now let us discuss about some of the tools that you should be aware of if you want to become a project manager. Effective project management relies on the tools to organize, track, and manage tasks efficiently. Some of the popular project management are, the first one that we have is Trello. Trello is a visual tool that uses boards, lists, and cards to organize tasks and projects. It's highly intuitive and flexible, making it ideal for teams that prefer a straightforward, visual approach to managing tasks and tracking progress. Next we have all over here is Asana. Asana offers a comprehensive suite of features for task management, project planning, and team collaboration. With its ability to create projects, assign tasks, set deadlines, and track progress, Asana helps to ensure that everyone stays on the same page. The third one that we have all over here is called Microsoft Project. This tool is a powerful project management software which is used for planning, scheduling, and managing projects. It offers advanced features like Gantt charts, resource management, portfolio management, making it suitable for complex projects. Next one that we have all over here is called G.E.O. Originally designed for software development teams, G.E.O. is an excellent tool for managing agile projects. It supports Scrum and Kanban methodologies, which enables teams to plan sprints, track issues, and monitor progress through detailed reporting. Next one that we have all over here is called Slack. While primarily it is a communication tool, but Slack integrates with many project management tools to facilitate seamless collaboration. Teams can communicate in real time, share files, integrate other tools to create a centralized hub for project activities. So these were some of the tools that you should be aware of, and by leveraging these tools, project managers can enhance their productivity, improve collaboration, and ensure that projects are completed on time and within budget. Now let us move to our final part, that is certification and education. So guys, pursuing formal education and certifications can significantly enhance your career in the project management. Here are some of the key educational paths and certifications you can consider if you want to become a project manager. The first one is degree programs. A bachelor's degree in business administration, management, or a related field provides a strong foundation in essential business and management principles. For those seeking advanced knowledge, a master's degree in project management or an MBA with focus on project management can offer a depth, expertise, and improve career prospects. The next one that we have all over here is called Certified Associate in Project Management. This entry-level certification is from Project Management Institute and it is ideal for beginners. It actually demonstrates your understanding of fundamental projects and management concepts and prepares you for more advanced certification. A third one that we have all over here is called Project Management Professional. It also offered by PMI Institute. The PMP certification is one of the most recognized and respectable credentials in the field. It requires significant project management experience and demonstrates your ability to manage and lead projects effectively. The next one that we have all over here is called Scrum Master Certification. For those interested in agile project management, the Scrum Master certification validates your expertise in Scrum practices. It is suitable for project managers working in dynamic and fast-paced environments. Next one that we have all over here is called Prince2 certification. It stands for Projects in Controlled Environments. This certification focuses on structured project management method suitable for managing projects with a defined framework. It is widely used in the UK and internationally. Next one that we have all over here is called Six Sigma certifications. The Six Sigma methodologies focus on improving processes and reducing defects. Certifications like Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt are valuable for project managers aiming to enhance efficiency and quality in their project. Next one that we have all over here is called Agile Certified Practitioner or PMI ACP certification. This certification is from PMI and it validates your knowledge and skills in agile processes. It covers various agile methodologies including Scrum, Kanban, Lean, and many more, making it ideal for those who are working in agile project environments. The next one that we have all over here is called Certified Scrum Product Owner CSPO certification. This certification is for those who want to focus on the product owner role within a Scrum team. It teaches you how to manage product backlogs, prioritize work, and ensure that the team delivers high-value products. So guys, by pursuing these educational paths and certification, you can build a strong knowledge base and gain practical skills, and also enhance your credibility in the field of project management.
Hey everyone! Nowadays, every business organization is aimed to achieve specific goals concerning its nature of work, productivity, and profitability. For the smooth functioning of an organization, management comes into the picture, which plays an important role in making the organization achieve its objectives and make way for a sustainable stand in the current market trends. In the same way, project management is the one common term found in all places, whether it may be an IT concern or a healthcare system, playing a major role in administrative levels of a smooth workflow of the organization to achieve its objectives. So, here I am to take you through this new video of Simply Learn based on Project Management Professional. So, without any delay, let's get started. And before that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an update from Simply Learn. So let's have a look at today's agenda. At first, we will have a crisp introduction to what is project management. Following that, we will understand what is a project. After that, we will look into the components of project management, moving towards the vital part of this video what is a project's life cycle, and at last, we will explore key focus area in project management. So at first, let's have a brief introduction on what is project management. Now, project management is the process of fulfilling project activities that includes analysis, planning, executing, monitoring, etc. via one's knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to achieve project requirements. The primary objective of project management is to make the project deliverable in a finite time under an estimated budget. By understanding the need for resources for the project undertaken, resources may be the human resources like manpower, technical resources such as tools and machinery, and financial resources as an estimated budget for the project. Now, the project manager should have a clear idea of what the project is and what is to be delivered to make the project successful. A project manager should also ensure that the project on what it is to be delivered is covered and executed to the maximum. Now, let's move on and understand what is a project. Project Management Institute (PMI) defines project as a temporary endeavor to create. Now, a unique product, service, or result. The temporary nature of a project indicates that a project has a finite beginning and ending. Now, the output of every project is unique, which builds the capability to deliver the service, example, cab or internet services. So, as we have understood what is project management and what is a project, now let's understand the components of project management. Components of project management include scope. Now, scope refers to the aim of creating a project for a specific purpose, whether it may be for an organization purpose or as a service. Next is time. Time is the approximate time required for the project from start to the end to deliver the project within the mentioned time frame. Next is quality. Now, quality of a product or service features you as unique apart from others, making a better progress towards the organization by repetitive orders and services. Then we have resources. Resources help fulfill a specific task in a project in the best way possible. Now, resources can be people, equipment, fund, facilities, or anything else needed to meet the project requirements. Next we have is risk. A risk is an unexpected event that affects a project's workflow. Now, the risk may occur in terms of people, technology, process, or resources. Next we have is cost. Cost refers to the process of estimating, allocating, and monitoring the funds needed in a project. Now let's understand the important part of this video, that is project life cycle. A project life cycle includes a series of steps required for project managers to manage a project from start to finish successfully. Now, the project life cycle consists of 5 phases. Let's understand them in detail. So for a better understanding, let's go with an example. Meet Mr. Alex. Alex works in an MNC company which manufactures soft drinks and beverages. He is provided with a task to come up with a new drink to introduce in the competitive market as per project life cycle. Now, the first step is initiation. It refers to the process of understanding and collecting information about the project that includes feasibility and background checks that helps measure the project's worth. Initially, Alex and his team go within discussion to analyze the current market trend, which include various factors like currently which drink is the best selling one, or what makes the drink special, or why is the demand for the drink. Here, Alex and his team analyze and gather resources to work on the provide task. This phase is known as initiation. Next we have is planning. So the planning phase deals with creating a blueprint for achieving the project objective. That includes what to be done, how to be done, and the result. So far as Alex and his team have a clear description of their product, what they have to come up with and the feasibility checks including a clear picture of the current market trend. Now, Next, Alex prepares a plan which he and his teammates undergo to complete the provided task within the given time frame, which includes what should be the drink like a carbonated drink or a fruit juice, etc., or the design the product like what product to use like a plastic bottle or tetra packs or aluminum tins, what makes the product different from others in the market, and what will be the result if introduced now. So this part of the project is called planning. After planning, next is execution phase. The execution phase involves the allocation of resources and making the deliverables to ensure that the right resources are selected, assigning the right job to the right skilled workers or professionals, and managing the project execution task as per the workflow. Now moving next, as the plan for the project is complete, next Alex and his team gathers the required raw materials, machinery, and manpower to put the plan into action and to produce the product. This phase is called execution. Next comes monitoring. Now in the monitoring phase, a project manager monitors and controls the project's workflow. The manager must monitor and ensure the process is going as per the schedule by fulfilling scope, quality metrics, etc. Whenever a deviation or change occurs, it should be considered and prioritized as a part of deliverables. So as now the company is manufacturing the product, it is the responsibility of Alex to monitor the product and its workflow by undertaking multiple checks, like is the product as per the plan, or is the space completed within the provided time frame, is the product as per the composition of raw material mentioned, etc. And this phase is known as monitoring. After monitoring, we have closure. Now the closure is the end stage of the project life cycle, where it is the summary of the project, including what went wrong and what went right throughout the process, capturing the details in all the aspects with right and wrong details of the entire process. Now the product is complete as per the plan and is ready for sale in the market. Now Alex provides a summary of the entire project life cycle, which contains a detailed description of what all right and wrong went through the whole cycle. And this phase is known as closure. So with the help of project life cycle, Alex and his team were able to fulfill their task in the provided time frame in an effective and efficient way. So moving on, let's have a look at the key focus areas in the project management. At first, we have scope. Scope refers to the inputs provided to the project from the first step to the last step by determining the features, boundaries, budgets, and deadlines of the project. The scope can be divided into two parts. First is product scope that ensures features and functionalities of the products, and then comes the project scope that focuses on all the activities like gathering resources, templates, and other stuffs. Next we have is time or schedule. It is a time estimate for performing a specific work within a particular time and achieving the desired objectives. The schedule for a project depends on the sequence of activities to be performed in a particular time frame, time required to complete a particular task, evaluating what activities to be done while performing the time scheduling, and analyzing the dependency between one task to another. Then comes cost. Now, cost refers to the estimating, allocating, and monitoring the funds needed for a project. A few actions are to be taken to ensure that the project is on the right budget. So, estimating or quoting the budget based on various requirements, including technical and human efforts. Also, check whether the estimated budget is right or wrong, assumptions are correct. Post justification of the budget, resources used are monitored, allocated, and confirmed for the budget. Next comes the quality. Quality is the measurable term stating what a customer or a stakeholder expects from a project deliverables. Now, quality includes processes and activities to be performed to meet the objectives and requirements for which it was undertaken. Now, the project manager must ensure that the project objectives are delivered as a project manager, cannot become a quality manager. Now, quality consists a layer of processes including auditing the project or quality control of the project. And lastly, we have resource. Resources help us carry out a specific task in a project in the best possible manner. Resources can be in terms of people, equipment, fund, facilities, or anything else that is needed to meet the project requirements. When each resource is gathered, it is followed by a series of sub-steps which helps to choose the best resource among other available resources. For example, if human resources are gathered, then we have 5 stages, which is also known as team dynamics. So this was all about the project management.
We are going to look at about project management tools, essential features of project management tools, top 10 project management tools currently used in the industry. So what is project management tools? Why should we use project management tools while doing project management? So project management tools help to keep a streamlining flow in project management processes. The tools help the team or an individual to carry out the steps of project management in an effective and efficient manner. So project management tools, features and functionalities. So basically a project management tool should have minimum fulfilling these features and functionality. They should be simple to use, customizable, they should have API for integration, it should help in collaboration, it should help in risk analysis and real-time reporting. When we say simple to use, the project management tools need to be suitable for every project we do. One needs to find a tool that will have a pleasant interface and increase work productivity. The project management tool must be easy to configure according to the organization needs. Every project management approach, every project management templates, every artifact needs tailoring and adaptation before adopting as part of the practice. There are business patterns that change every day, so having customizable tool is an added advantage. API or application programming interface enables the sharing of data and application between devices. The tools with API integration allow seamless connectivity amongst the team. The project management tools must allow for collaboration so that the whole team can work together. Collaboration not only makes the task easier but also increases the productivity of the project. Risk analysis helps to identify, analyze and respond to the risk quickly and efficiently. It needs to capture all the details of the risks, their impacts, the probability of occurrence of the risk and risk responses and tracking them throughout the project lifecycle. The real-time reporting enables the access of data at different locations of the project management. One can assess or access data at any time about the project's current status. This will help in having a real-time update about the project status to the stakeholders of the project. The top 10 project management tools what we have today in the market are Monday.com, Rick, Jira Software, Trello, Asana, Teamwork, Meister Task, Basecamp, Oracle's Primavera and Microsoft Project Management Tool. So let us look at these one by one. So Monday.com was released during the year 2012 and it is known for providing features to enable flexible planning and monitoring capabilities. The website where you can find Monday.com access the tool is www.monday.com. So this tool is used by more than 90,000 teams across the globe. Monday.com features and functionality includes it is easy for collaboration, highly customizable, excellent for analytics, integration with Dropbox, Google Drive and Pipedrive is possible. So pricing, the basic version is $25 on monthly basis, so which will provide you 5 GB storage, 1 board per dashboard and it is billed annually. The standard package includes 5 GB storage, 3 boards per dashboard and it is $39 per month which is billed annually. Professional includes unlimited storage, 10 boards per dashboard and it costs $59 per month and it is billed annually. Monday.com is used by the following customers, organizations of Monday.com, that is Carlsberg, Discovery Channel, Adidas, Tom, Philips, etc. Rick is another project management tool which was released in 2006. So this application provides its user with robust features and allows them to collaborate with each other. The website to access the tool is www.rick.com and this is used by over 18,000 organizations across the globe. The features of Rick includes it has collaborative editing, flexible workflow, real-time reporting, and efficient work management. The pricing includes 0 to 5 users. It has basic integrations and which is free, whereas professional includes $9.8 per user per month, which has a slabs of 5, 10 and 15 users, and RIC proof free trial. Business version has 5 to 200 users and RIC proof free trial, whereas $24.80 per user per month. The companies which uses the RIC tools are Airbnb, L'Oreal, TeamViewer, Tiffany & Co, etc. Now let us look at Jira software. Jira software was released during year 2002. It is a software development tool used by agile teams, famous for its bug tracking system. The website to access this tool is www.atlassian.com/software/Jira, used by over 65,000 customers. The features of Jira software includes agile reporting, rich toolkit for developers, bug tracking, mobile applications. So the pricing of Jira software is as follows. So for Forever 2 GB storage and community support, which cost $0, whereas standard is around $7 per user per month, which includes 250 GB storage and 9 to 5 standard support. Premium is $14 per user per month, unlimited storage, and has 24/7 premium support. Jira software is used by the organizations that is Hitachi, Visa, Dropbox, Nestle, Domino's, Coca-Cola, Samsung, etc. Now let us look at the tool Trello. So this application was released in 2011. It is known for providing flexibility in organizing and prioritizing the tasks with the help of its boards, lists and cards. Website to access the tool is www.trello.com, used by over 50 million people. The features of Trello includes smooth editing, easy file uploads from Dropbox or Google Drive, high security standards, and easy data searching techniques. So the pricing includes, it is free for 10 MB per attachment and 10 team boards. Business class includes 250 MB attachment, unlimited team boards, and it costs $9.99 per user per month annually. Enterprise version provides 250 MB per attachment, unlimited team boards, and costs around $20.83 per 100 users per month. The companies who use Trello are Google, Adobe, PayPal, UNICEF, the New York Times, etc. Now let us look at Asana. The Asana tool was released during 2008. It is an high-quality task management software that makes the tracking of tasks easy across the project management. The website to access this tool is www.asana.com, used by over 140,000 companies. The features includes incredible task management, Gantt charts, privacy controls, easy progress tracking. The pricing includes the basic model Asana provides 0 to 15 people, beginners in the project management. So premium includes custom fields, priority support, where the pricing is $10.99 per user per month annually. The business version includes advanced integration, priority support, and it costs $24.99 per 100 users per month. The companies which uses Asana are Deloitte, Vodafone, Red Bull, Uber, Salesforce, NASA, etc. Let us look at Teamwork tool. Teamwork was released during year 2007. It is a cloud-based project management solution that helps in managing group activities and establishing flexible communication. The website to access this tool is www.teamwork.com, used by over 370,000 organizations. The features of Teamwork includes high-quality CRM, help desk software, risk register, and easy time tracking. The pricing includes 0 to 5 users and 100 MB file space is provided free of cost, whereas Pro version includes 5 to 50 users, 100 GB file spaces, which cost $9 per user per month. Premium version costs around $15 per user per month, which includes 5 to 100 users and 250 GB file space. The organizations who use Teamwork are Forbes, eBay, Microsoft Studios, HP, PayPal, Disney, Honda. Now let us look at the tool Meister Task. So this tool was released during year 2015 and it is known for providing automated and streamlined workflows to make the overall processes more productive. The website to access this is www.mastertask.com, used by over 2 million users. The features of this tool includes it is simple to use, seamless workflow, Gantt charts, flexible project boards. The pricing, it is $0 per month up to 3 projects and unlimited project members. The Pro version includes unlimited projects, unlimited integrations, which costs around $8.25 per user per month, whereas Business costs $20.75 per user per month, which has security restrictions, priority email and phone support. The organization who use the tool are Virgin, Optics Consulting and Datan Succots Expert.d, etc. Basecamp. The Basecamp tool was released during the year 1999. It is a real-time communication tool that allows users to keep track of priorities and actionable tasks. The website to access this tool is www.basecamp.com, used by over 3 million users. The features of Basecamp includes easy to use, various third-party integrations, daily backups, and comprehensive project calendar. The personal version is free and 0 to 20 users and 1 GB store space is provided. In business version, it is $99 per month for unlimited users having 500 GB storage space. The companies who use Basecamp is ThoughtPod, Harvest, WLB, Groupon, etc. Oracle Primavera. So this tool was released during the year 1983, which is acquired by Oracle Corporation in the year 2008. Primavera helps project manager to handle a vast number of tasks with the help of its unlimited resources and target plans. Website to access this tool is www.primavera.com, which is used by over 7,143 companies. So features of Primavera includes creation of WBS, the work breakdown structure, issues and risk recording, supports large number of activities, and easy collaboration with project users. The Enterprise Project Portfolio Management version costs around $2750 per user, which improves planning and execution. Professional Project Management version is USD 2500 per user, handles large-scale, highly sophisticated projects. So Oracle Primavera Contract Management version module costs around USD 2000 per user, keeps construction projects on schedule and on budget. So the companies which use Primavera are Burns, McDonald's, Pond, Arcadis, etc. Microsoft Project. So Microsoft Project Management tool was used during the year 1984. So this tool allows users to develop a schedule, assign resources, track progress and manage budgets all through the project. The website to access this tool is www.office.microsoft.com/project. The features of Microsoft Project includes simple to use, effective monitoring, easy communication, enhanced decision making. So this is a cloud-based solution and the pricing is Project Plan 1 costs around $10 per user per month on an annual commitment. Managing projects via web browser is the feature. Project Plan 3, which costs around $30 per user per month with annual commitment, which is fully updated project desktop application. Project Plan 5, which costs around $55 per user per month with annual commitment. Evaluating project ideas from anywhere in the organization is possible through this. Project Standard 2019 version costs around $620 per PC per user for those who don't need collaboration tools and advanced features. Project Professional version 2019 costs around $1,030 per PC per user, syncing with Project Online and Project Server. The organization which uses Microsoft projects are Comptel, Airbus, Intel, Volvo, Xerox, etc.
What is Agile Project Management? Agile Project Management, as the name suggests, is a flexible approach to building a project. In Agile Project Management, the project is broken down into several stages or sprints. Agile does not work on the principle of delivering the final product at the end of the project. It works on delivering sections of a project or mini projects. The process of project management in the case of Agile is Agile based. So there won't be any central control of project manager as it was there in the traditional way of working. Before we move forward, let's have a look at the Agile development cycle. Agile methodologies consist of several small cycles or sprints. At the end of each stage, we get a mini project. There's a product backlog that explains new features, changes in the existing features, and several other improvements in the project. Then we have a sprint backlog, which has a list of tasks that are to be completed during each sprint. The sprint consists of planning, designing, execution, testing, and deployment stages. And at the end of each sprint, a mini project is delivered, With every sprint, new features are added to the product, which plays a significant role in the overall project growth. After all the sprints and early validation in the development, the final deliverable has a fewer chances of failure. Let's now have a look at some reasons why industries have started moving towards agile project management. The first reason is high product quality. When we talk about high product quality, we refer to the build of the product as per stakeholders' demands. Testing is performed at short intervals of time wherever needed to ensure high quality of the product. Then another reason is customer satisfaction. Whatever is done in the project is known by the customer. The deliveries don't take longer durations as they used to take in the case of traditional ways. The changes may be provided by the customer in the execution phase of the project. Third reason is reduced risk. Since the project is divided into sprints, so if the risk affects one sprint, it doesn't mean whole of the project will be at risk. The process of risk analysis continues to take place with all the other processes. Another significant reason for agile project management is better and faster return on investment. The project is now developed in several sprints and each sprint has its own version. Therefore, the project becomes market ready after a few sprints only. Since the projects can now be released with ease and in shorter duration, this helps the organization to stay ahead in competition with respect to other organizations which have still not moved to agile methodology. Now we shall check the principles of agile project management. There are 10 principles for successful agile project management. The first principle is the satisfaction of the customer by delivering the project fast and with least number of errors. The next principle refers to decreasing the amount of time between the phase of planning and delivery. The third principle states that the team of managers and developers work together and increase the productivity of their work. The next principle states that the changes requested by the stakeholders can be taken into consideration and worked upon during the development phase as well. The fifth principle pays attention to the factor of coordination among the team members. Then the sixth principle refers to the process of monitoring and tracking the progress of the project at the end of each sprint and making amendments wherever needed. Moving on, the next principle states that there must be a feeling of trust and support towards the team to complete the project's objectives. The next principle emphasizes on face-to-face conversations with the development team. The face-to-face conversation helps in both solving problems and easy knowledge sharing. Then the ninth principle emphasizes on finding solutions and maximizing the amount of work done with simplicity. This ensures timely completion of tasks by all the team members. The last principle states that Scrum tools like Monday.com or Zoho Sprints must be used to simplify the complicated codes, which further helps in saving time. We shall now see the steps in Agile project management. The goal of Agile methodology is to produce shorter development life cycles and more frequent product releases than traditional waterfall project management. So we will now check 6 steps in Agile project methodology. The first step in the process is project planning. Project planning includes feasibility study, development of scope, breaking the project into executable tasks or sprints, and then estimating the amount of time needed to complete those sprints. The second step is the step of roadmap creation. A roadmap is a plan of action that shows how a project shall evolve over time. A list of all the features that the final product should have is created, and the steps to achieve those features are taken. The next important step is release planning. Since we are doing the project keeping in mind the Agile project methodology, the project will complete in sprints. That means there will be the release of features at the end of each cycle. And unlike the traditional waterfall model, the development cycles will be smaller. The fourth step in Agile project management is sprint planning. The sprints are made keeping in mind what all is to be accomplished in that particular step. At the beginning of each sprint, the goal of that sprint is decided and steps to achieve that goal are taken. The next step in the process emphasizes on daily meetings. There are short meetings every day to discuss if the team was able to finish the task for each sprint and check if there are any amendments that are required. Each team member talks about what they achieved in the last sprint and what are they going to work on in the next sprint. The last step is the step of sprint review and retrospective. There are 2 meetings after each sprint. First meeting is for the sprint review. This meeting is with the stakeholders to show them the finished product. This helps both sides to build a relationship and discuss if there are any issues in the end product. The second meeting is for having a sprint retrospective. This meeting involves the stakeholders to discuss what went well and what went wrong during the sprint. Sprint retrospective takes place after the sprint review and before the next sprint planning. Now, when we know the steps needed for Agile project methodology, we must understand some Agile project management frameworks. There are several frameworks available today. Here, we will be discussing some of the most popular frameworks. The first framework we will discuss is the Kanban framework. Kanban framework is a well-known framework for implementing Agile software development. In the case of Kanban framework, work items are represented on the Kanban board, which helps all the team members to see the state of every piece of work at any time. Kanban board not only helps in visualizing the work, but also optimizing the workflow among the team. The next framework we will discuss today is the Scrum framework. Scrum framework is a popular framework for managing complex knowledge work like in the field of research and advanced technologies. Scrum is a simple framework that helps teams work together and learn through their experiences gained while working on a problem. The third framework we will see today is the hybrid framework. The hybrid framework is a combination of agile methodology and non-agile methodology. In the case of a hybrid framework, planning is done using the traditional way of project management, while the execution and delivery is done using the agile methodology. Since the hybrid is a combination of the two, it handles the requirement changes and delivers the product in different stages. The fourth and the last framework we will see is the lean framework. The lean framework works on the principle of providing maximum customer value and creating zero waste. It focuses on optimizing the flow of products all through the value stream. This helps in eliminating waste all through the process and create processes that requires less human efforts. This also simplifies the process of information management and makes it more accurate. Finally, let's have a look at some companies that have opted for agile project management. Today, around 22% of the organizations worldwide have all their teams working on the principle of agile project methodology. Let's have a look at some of the most prominent companies in the world that use agile project management. In the list, we have IBM, Cisco, AT&T, Microsoft, Philips, and Samsung. And with this, we have come to the end of this session.
Welcome to the ChatGPT for Project Management course. Initially, we will discuss about what is project management in details with an example, its 4 stages, and finally what are its approaches. So, let's jump into the video. Imagine building a skyscraper without a blueprint, chaos, delays, and budget overruns. So project managers bring order by planning, organizing, and overseeing every detail, ensuring the smooth execution, risk management, and clear communication between teams and the stakeholders. Their ability to multitask, solve problems, and stay focused under pressure makes them the driving force behind every successful project. Now moving on to what is project management. So project management is all about planning, executing, and delivering a project successfully. It ensures everything stays on track, within budget, and meets the goal. So now let's move on and see what are its 4 stages of project management. So the first stage is planning. Planning refers to setting a clear roadmap with timelines and milestones. The second one is execution, like assigning tasks, managing resources, and bringing the plan to life. The third stage is monitoring and control, the tracking progress, solving issues, and making adjustments. Now moving on, we have closing, that is the wrapping up the project, reviewing results, and documenting the key learnings. With strong project management, chaos turns into success. So moving on, we have what are some project management approaches. So the first one is agile. So it delivers work in small, iterative circles, allowing flexibility and continuous improvement. The second one is waterfall, a structured step-by-step approach where each phase is completed before moving to the next one. Moving to the third one, we have hybrid. It combines both agile and waterfall to create a customized approach based on the project needs. So each method has its strengths. Choosing the right one depends on the project's complexity, team, and goals. So moving forward in the lesson, we will learn about the types of job roles in project management. So now we have types of job roles in project management.
So many organizations believe that project managers are essential for keeping projects on track within budget and delivering the quality results. So a career in project management is not just exciting, it's lucrative. So in India, experienced project managers earn about 12 to 25 lakhs per annum, while in the US, salaries range from $90,000 to $130,000 per year. Adding more, we have companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, TCS, and Infosys, and many more are actively hiring for the skilled project managers. With businesses across industries relying on project managers to drive success, demand is rising, making it a stable and rewarding career path. Now, moving on to the job roles in project management. There are different types of project managers, each bringing unique value to a company. So, the first one is executor. So, executor is basically a reliable leader who follows the company's existing growth strategy and ensures projects are completed successfully. They are very essential for executing plans efficiently. Second are the prophet, a visionary who looks beyond the current strategy to discover the new long term growth opportunities. They often lead bold and innovative projects. Now, moving on to the third one, we have expert, a data driven professional who makes decisions based on facts and analysis. They carefully assess risk and many explore opportunities outside the current strategy. Moving on to the fourth one, we have gambler, someone who follows the company's strategy but takes the chances on new ideas without complete data. They may uncover hidden growth opportunities that others overlook. While executors are very crucial for delivering projects, the other types help drive long term innovation and business growth. So, moving forward, we will see the responsibilities of a project manager. So, now we will see the responsibilities of a project manager. So, a project manager plays a crucial role in overseeing the successful execution of a project by balancing time, cost, scope, and the quality. Their responsibilities span across various multiple areas to ensure the smooth workflow, effective communication, and the timely delivery of the objectives. So, let's see some of them. The first is project planning. So before a project begins, a project manager defines the scope, objectives, and the key tasks required to achieve success. So these involves breaking down the work into smaller, manageable tasks. Second is identifying dependencies and risk. Third one is creating a clear roadmap with schedules, budgets, and milestones. And the fourth one is ensuring that all stakeholders are aligned on project expectations and deliverables. So, a well managed project lays the foundation for efficient execution and helps in avoiding last minute surprises. So the second is resource management. So managing the right people, tools, and materials is critical for project success. The project manager ensures that the tasks are assigned based on team members' expertise. Then he ensures the team workloads are balanced to prevent the burnout. Then he also ensures that the necessary resources, that is, the software, equipment, infrastructure, are available when needed. And the fourth one is he also ensures efficient resource management, optimizes productivity, and prevents delays caused by the bottlenecks. Now, moving on, we have time management. So, deadlines drive the project success. So, the project manager is responsible for setting realistic timelines for each phase, tracking progress using tools like Gantt charts, Trello, or Jira. And thirdly, he also adjusts schedules if unexpected issues arise. So, a proactive time management keeps projects on track and prevents last minute rushes or missed deadlines. Now, moving on, we have budget management. So, keeping the project financially on track is a major responsibility. So, the project manager ensures the accurate estimation of cost for resources, labor, and tools. He also ensures the continuous monitoring of expenses versus budget to prevent overspending. He also sees financial control by optimizing resources and reducing unnecessary costs. So, a well managed budget helps in delivering a project without the financial strain. So, now moving on, we have quality assurance. So, delivering high quality results is non negotiable. So, the project manager ensures setting quality benchmarks and performance standards. He also sees regularly reviewing project deliverables to identify and fix defects. And thirdly, he also implements corrective actions when issues arise. So, by maintaining the quality at every stage, the project manager ensures that the final product meets the stakeholders' expectations. Next, we have stakeholder communication. So, the clear communication is a key to project success. So, the project manager ensures keeping clients, executives, and team members updated through the reports, meetings, and emails. He also addresses concerns and feedbacks in real time. He is also documenting decisions and actions points to maintain transparency. Strong stakeholder communication fosters trust and minimizes misunderstandings. So now, moving on to the next one, we have risk management. So a project always comes with uncertainties. And so the project manager identifies the potential risk that could impact the timelines, quality, or the cost of the project. Then he also develops the contingency plans to mitigate risk before they escalate. Thirdly, he also monitors the project to spot and address risk early. So, by being proactive about risk, the project manager prevents disruptions and keeps the project on course. So, now moving on, we have documentation and record keeping. So, a proper documentation ensures accountability and compliance. So, the project manager maintains records of projects, plans, contracts, budgets, and changes. He also meeting notes, emails, and approvals for tracking progress. He also reports that serve as reference materials for future projects. So a good documentation helps in audits, process improvements, and learning from past projects. So now moving on, we have compliance and regulatory adherence. So every project must follow legal and industry guidelines. So the project manager ensures that the project meets the government regulations, safety rules, and industry standards. Compliance with data security, intellectual property laws, and contractual obligations. Regular audits and checks to avoid the legal penalties. He also ensures the compliance protects the company and the project from potential legal or operational risk. So, in short, a project manager is the backbone of any successful project, turning plans into reality with a structured execution and strategic leadership. In the next lesson, we will learn about why project management is a game changer. Now, let's understand why project management is a game changer. So, project management is not just important, it's essential for success. So, whether it's launching a product, building a software, or running a marketing campaign, having a structured approach makes all the difference. Now, we will see why it is a game changer. So, the first point we have is the foundation of success. Just like a strong foundation keeps a skyscraper standing, project management ensures tasks stay within scope, budget, and deadlines. So, no more chaos, just smooth execution. The second point we have is risk-proof your projects. So, everyday project come with risk, but with solid planning and contingency strategies, project managers keep things on track even when unexpected challenges arise. Now moving on to the third one, we have smart resource allocation, time, money, and manpower. Every resource is optimized to cut waste and boost productivity. So efficiency is equal to higher profits, obviously. Now moving on to the next, we have seamless communication. So whether it's clients, teams, or stakeholders, clear communication keeps everyone aligned, reducing confusion and keeping the momentum going. Now moving on to the next, we have flexibility and adaptability. So change is inevitable. So agile project management ensures teams can pivot quickly while still delivering the top results. Now moving on to the next, we have quality and client satisfaction. A well-managed project meets expectations, delivers quality and keeps clients happy, leading to repeat business and a solid reputation. Next, we have better decision making. Data driven insights help teams make smarter choices, solve problems faster, and ensure every move counts. Now, moving on to the next, we have budget and timeline control. So, no more cost overruns or missed deadlines. Project managers plan, track, and adjust to keep everything on schedule. From IT to construction, project management is booming because it ensures efficiency, innovation, and success in today's fast moving world. So, want to be ahead of the curve, master project management, and lead with confidence. So, moving forward, we will see how AI is revolutionizing the project management. How AI is revolutionizing project management. AI has completely transformed project management by removing inefficiencies, reducing risk, and enhancing collaboration. Now, let's break it down and see how things used to be versus how AI is taking over the heavy lifting. The first we will see is task automation and efficiency. So, before AI, project managers spent hours on scheduling, assigning tasks, tracking deadlines, and even writing reports, all manual, repetitive work that drained time and energy. So, now entered AI and smart tools now automate these tasks. AI schedules meetings, update tasks, and even prioritizes workload, allowing managers to focus on strategy rather than the admin work. So, no more micromanaging. Now, moving on to the second, we have predictive analytics for risk management. So, before AI, risk management was a guessing game. Managers relied on past experience and gut feeling to anticipate delays, budget overruns, or project failures. So, errors were very common. So, with AI analyzes historical data, real time progress, external factors to predict risk before they even occur. So, if a deadline is sleeping, AI warns you in advance so you can take action. No more last minute surprises. Now, moving on, the third one we have AI powered decision making. So, before AI, decision making was slow and biased, requiring endless spreadsheets, reports, and meetings to analyze project status. So, with AI crunches numbers instantly, suggesting the best course of action based on project data. So, whether it's allocating resources or adjusting budgets, AI provides real time data driven recommendations faster and smarter than ever. So, now moving on to the fourth one, we have enhancing team collaboration. So, before AI, teams struggled with miscommunication, lost emails, and delayed responses, and across very multiple tools. Keeping everyone updated was a very nightmare. So with AI powered chatbots, Microsoft Copilot, etc. provide real-time updates, summarize meeting notes and send automatic reminders. AI even suggests who should handle which task based on their skills and workload. Teams stay connected effortlessly. Now moving on, we have AI for continuous improvement. So before AI, lessons learned from the past projects were rarely documented or applied, leading to the repetitive mistakes. So with AI analyzes project performance and automatically suggests improvements for future projects. It identifies the bottlenecks, tracks productivity patterns, and provides actionable insights for better efficiency next time. So project management keeps getting better. So now, project management used to be a hassle with too many tools for planning, tracking, and communication. But now, ChatGPT is a game changer. Instead of juggling multiple platforms, project managers can rely on ChatGPT to create timelines, analyze risk, and draft reports, and even streamline team communication, all in one single place. So less stress and more productivity. AI just made project management smarter. Now we will see what is ChatGPT and how ChatGPT can revolutionize the project management. So ChatGPT is an advanced AI chatbot developed by OpenAI that understands and generates human-like text based on user prompts. It is designed to assist with answering questions, generating content, automating tasks, and providing insights across various other domains. So now moving on, we will see how ChatGPT can revolutionize the project management. So it can revolutionize project management by enhancing its productivity, the decision making, and collaboration. Here's how. ChatGPT makes project management easier by breaking tasks into smaller steps, setting realistic deadlines, and organizing work using Gantt charts for better tracking. Now, moving on, it improves team communication by generating meeting notes, sending reminders, and translating messages for global collaboration. It also helps identify risks early, suggests solutions, and prevents delays. For Agile and Scrum teams, ChatGPT writes user stories, tracks sprints, summarizes stand-ups, and more. So additionally, it optimizes resource allocation, tracks expenses, and assists with the vendor communication, ensuring efficient project execution. Now moving on, down the line we will see how ChatGPT can really help in project management, and it's all demos. So now we will see how ChatGPT can help in project management. So ChatGPT makes project management smoother by improving task management, risk management, communication, and time management. So now we will explore these areas in detail with the real world examples and live demos to see how ChatGPT can assist project managers effectively. So we will start by task management. So now the main goal of task management is to plan, prioritize, and track tasks efficiently with AI. So just imagine you are juggling multiple projects, deadlines, and meetings. So you need a structured task management approach to stay on the top. So ChatGPT can help you streamline your workflow in seconds. So now let's see how it does. I will provide the prompts and I'll write I have a daily stand up with my team at 9:30 am, and we follow the format, and I'll give the formats. So I basically use double quotes and I'll write what was done yesterday, what's planned for today. That makes sense. And if there are any blockers, so I'll close this and I will write here are my notes, and I will give one pattern. Yesterday reviewed budget, created risk assessment, and today what I will do, I'll finalize the scope document. I'll meet a vendor and probably prepare stakeholder update. So I'll ask, can you summarize this for my meeting? So let's see what it does. So it is first given, here's your concise stand-up update. So a clear and concise standard update that you can use instantly, no more scrambling for words. So see, yesterday reviewed budget, created risk management, finalized scope document. Yeah, so this is nice. I can even ask him to explain and elaborate in details. So basically, it has started making the elaboration. Yesterday, you reviewed the budget, conducted a thorough review of everything, created a risk assessment. Now, today's plan is finalizing the scope document, meet with the vendor, and everything. So, it is very easy. Just need to know the prompt engineering, that is the how to give prompts. Now, moving on, I'll show you another one. The prompt 2 will be based on the auto generation of a task breakdown from a project goal. So, I'll write my goal is to complete the software release by March 30, and the key phases are requirement gathering, development, testing, and finally deployment. So, can you break these into tasks with timelines, dependencies, and finally responsible teams? So I will make it easy and understandable. You can basically give any prompts to make it easy and understandable. I'll see. So it has started giving a structured breakdown of your software release plan. So it has even started making a chart with tasks, deadlines, dependencies, responsible team, and ensuring clarity and a smooth execution. So this work breakdown structure is really nice. I'll see. So define project scope and objectives. So it has given February 5 to February 9. Dependencies, there are none dependencies, but yeah, it is on the product and business analyst. So development. So it has given broken down a single task with their timelines, their dependencies, and even the responsible teams. So it has given front-end development to the front-end team, back-end development to the back-end team. It has even done same for the testing, unit testing and bug fixes, March 16 to 18. This is really nice, and it has even added the key considerations. The parallel work of front-end and back-end teams work simultaneously to save time. Obviously, there are both teams, front-end and back-end. It can go parallelly to make the things work in a very less time. So dependencies, like each phase depends on approvals, sign-offs and testing completion. Buffer time, a few days are left for any last minute fixes. So it has even given buffer time. It has even understood that there can be even changes and the last minute fixes before March 30. So this plan makes execution clear and manageable. So you basically don't have to divide teams anymore. You just need to give the information to it and it will divide it without any confusion. So now moving on to the third prompt I have is the Kanban style task organization. So basically I'll write, I have these tasks. I'll give like finalize, budget, draft, project, roadmap, review, vendor, contract, I will give conduct stakeholder meeting, and I'll ask, can you organize them? So I will see its organization skills also, organize them into a to-do, obviously a to-do list. I'll use this in progress and completed Kanban format. Basically, I will trying to discriminate then basics of the status, the to do, yet to be done, and that is in progress, and the completed format. So I will ask this. So, a ready-made Kanban board style task list to visualize your project progress at a glance. So here is it. To do the draft project roadmap, review vendor contract progress, finalize budget, conduct stakeholder meeting, completed, no tasks are marked as completed yet, but this structure helps track progress and prioritize tasks effectively. So obviously you just need to have to give it what are in the to-do list, what are in the progress, and what are completed. So it has even added this icons to make it more appealing and not at all boring. So now, nextly we will see the risk analysis demo in ChatGPT. So now we will see the risk analysis demo in ChatGPT. So what do you mean by risk analysis? It is obviously the analysis of risk in a particular project. So it is done to avoid the project failures. So the main goal of this is to identify, access and mitigate risk before they become project blockers. So just imagine your project is facing delays, resource constraints, and there are technical issues. How can ChatGPT help you proactively to manage risk? So now we'll see the prompts. Now the prompt is basically based on the predicting potential risk for a software project. So I am managing a project to launch an AI powered chatbot. So chatbots are very common these days. So can you identify potential project risk related to technology, comma, timeline? You basically need to give it on what basis it would create the risk analysis and stakeholder buy-in. And let's see what it shows. So it has started making it. So the Sparrow is potential risk for AI-powered chatbot project. Managing an AI-powered chatbot project comes with various risks. Below are the key risks categorized under technology, timeline, and stakeholder buy-in, along with the mitigation strategies. And how to even mitigate it, it has even given that. So now let's see. Technology risk. Integration challenges. Chatbot may not integrate seamlessly with existing systems, like obviously the databases and APIs. So even the impact is delays in deployment. Obviously there will be, if there are challenges in the integration, there will be impact will obviously be in delays and additional development efforts. So we will conduct early compatibility testing, use standardized APIs and involve the integration experts. Wow. Model performance issues, AI responses may not be accurate or context aware. So poor user experience, loss of trust in chatbot. Okay. So it has divided in technological risk, timeline risk, and stakeholder buy-in risk. And it has even added final thoughts of it. So if you see basically, it has given scope creep on timeline risk, that is additional features or changes requested the meet project, and define a clear scope upfront. Obviously you need to have a clear scope before you actually start making the project, implement a change management process and get stakeholder approvals. And let's see in the stakeholder buy-ins, resistance to AI adoption. Internal teams or customers may not trust the chatbot. Obviously you need to do, I repeat, you need to build up the trust. So it is given final thoughts. Let's see. To ensure a successful AI chatbot launch, focus on early testing, clear scope definition, stakeholder alignment, and robust security measures. Let me know if you need a risk management plan for handling these issues. It has even suggested to give you a plan for mitigating all this risk. So this is nothing, just wonder how AI is into project management, how ChatGPT is into project management. So moving on, we will give the next prompt, that is basically to risk prioritizing using probability impact matrix. I want to see what risk they prioritize first and what not. So I'll write, I have identified these risks. And one by one, I'll just write late vendor activity. Number 2 is scope creep. Then I'll give 3 as unexpected budget cuts. Obviously, issues in the budget can lead to a lot of issues in the project. 4th is, let's keep 3 only. And I'll write, can you actually assess these using a probability impact matrix and suggest priorities. Let's see what it says. So it's taking time. Now see, it has taken time but has given it. Even it has given the chart where you can see basically it's a graph between medium probability and impact. Probability impact matrix. And it has given the risk assessment matrix. Late vendor activity is the probability 3. Okay. Here's your probability matrix, risk prioritization. Late vendor activity, high probability and high impact. This is critical priority. Scope creep, this is medium probability and high impact. This is having medium one but having a greater impact. Unexpected budget cuts, it is medium probability and medium impact. So it is basically written, action is closely monitor vendor progress, set strict deadlines and have backup vendors. So lead vendor activity, obviously you need to monitor the vendor progress because you need to know about what they are doing and what not. Deadlines, there should be deadlines because it drives the project, and have backup vendors because at the last minute backup. So it is basically so interesting to see all this. So now moving on to the next one, we have another prompt is creating basically a risk mitigation plan. So what it has suggested before, I'll try for that. I'll write for the risk of a late vendor delivery. Can you provide mitigation strategies, including contingency planning and stakeholder communication? I need a plan basically. So let's see what response it gives. So it has given the strategies: proactive risk reduction, set clear expectations and SLAs. So establishing penalties for late delivery and incentives for early completion. This is very nice. If you even participate early, it will give you incentives. Regular check-ins and progress tracking. Schedule weekly status updates. Use progress tracking tools like Jira, Asana or Trello for transparency. So early warning system, identify warning signs like missed milestones or poor communication. It has given the 2 contingency planning, backup vendor options, prioritize critical deliverables, in-house development as a backup. So what is this? Access if the internal team can take over urgent tasks if delays occur. Okay, nice. Keep internal resources on standby to avoid the total dependency on the vendors. This is very true. Then thirdly, it gets stakeholder communication plan, and it is further divided into internal team updates, escalation plan, client and external stakeholders. So it is also given one final thought: by combining the proactive tracking, contingency planning, clear communication, you can minimize the impact of vendor delays and keep the project on track. So now this is basically so nice to see everything to be done. You just need to give the correct prompts and expect a great response. So AI-powered risk forecasting, risk by design, primitive solutions for the smoother project execution. Now we will see down the line communication and keeping teams aligned demos in ChatGPT. So now we will see how ChatGPT can help in communication in project management. So communication is very important in any team and project management is not an exception. So it basically is done for keeping teams aligned, improve project collaboration and clarity in stakeholder communication. So just imagine a scenario. A project manager spends 50% of their time in meetings and emails, and ChatGPT can automate and refine communication to save time and improve clarity. So let's see how it can help. So my first prompt would be based on drafting a project status update email. So I will write, can you draft a weekly project status update for stakeholders, and I'll give him the key updates. Development phase completed, minor UI issues found in testing, on track for March 30 release. So now let's see what will be its response. So it has started making it and a professional concise email. This is nice. You just have to arrange it in your order and it has given everything. Weekly project update status, AI chatbot project weekly on, see it has given how to insert a date. Project status on track for March 30 release. The key updates, development phase completed, testing in progress, no major risk identified. Then current focus is bug fixes and UI improvements that is very necessary, addressing minor issues found during testing to enhance user experience. The final testing and optimization. So next steps will be user acceptance testing begins. Insert date, you have to insert the date. Key stakeholders will review chatbot functionality. Then it will give the risk and mitigations, action items for stakeholders. And yeah, we appreciate your continued support and will help you update on progress. Let us know if you have any concerns. Thanks, and your name and your role. So it is basically drafted one email for you. Wow, such a nice one. So I'll move on to the next prompt, that is basically based on creating a meeting agenda in seconds with ChatGPT. So I'll write, I have a project kickoff meeting with the developers and design team. So the agenda includes project objectives, timelines, team roles, and risk discussion. Can you format this into a structured agenda? I'll ask, and let's see the response. So it has started even making the meeting agenda, date, time, location, call link or location, facilitator, welcome and introduction, brief team introductions, purpose of the meeting, obviously in 5 minutes. It has given the timelines as well, project overview and objectives, project goal, key deliverables, success metrics, then coming to project timeline and milestones, 10 minutes, development phases and deadlines, the milestones you have achieved, and the release date. So they are even talking about the team roles and the responsibilities, development team, the backend, front-end and API integration, design team, UI, UX, branding, and more. There is discussion and mitigating strategies, next steps and action items, and QA and closing remarks, and even it has given expected meeting duration is of 45 minutes. So what more you want? You can even structure it according to your own thing, personalize according to your own needs, and it has given you a rough idea on how to give a meeting agenda. So a ready to use meeting agenda with time allocations ensuring productive discussions. So we'll move on to the next prompt, that is basically based on handling the difficult conversations professionally. So I'll write a team member is constantly missing deadlines affecting the project timeline. So can you draft a professional but empathetic message to address this? So let's see the response. So a thoughtful message, obviously, balancing professionalism and empathy and sharing team motivation without any conflict, and this is very necessary. So it will give you AI crafted emails, meeting notes, and professional responses, making project communication effortless. So let's see. Hi, team member's name. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to check in regarding the recent project deadlines. Noticed some delays which are impacting our overall timeline. I understand the challenges can come up. Support needed on track. Okay, this is nice. So have a quick chat to discuss any roadblocks you're facing. Offering help and even making that person understand that he or she is actually missing a deadline. So this is nice. You can just copy it and paste it in your mail, and you can just go ahead and have an alignment on the project deadlines. So now next we will see demo on time management, and let's see. Now we will see a demo on ChatGPT on the basis of time management. Basically, we will see how ChatGPT can help in time management and project management. So, time management is basically meeting the deadlines effectively. So, optimize your schedule for maximum productivity and efficiency is what it means. So, just imagine you have multiple projects running in parallel, meetings blocking your time, and an endless to do list. So, ChatGPT can help you regain control. So, let's see how it helps. So, the first prompt is basically based on planning your day with the Pomodoro technique. So, let's see. I'll give a prompt. I have 4 tasks today: stakeholder meeting, then budget review, writing a project report, and team check in. So I will just ask, can you create a Pomodoro based schedule with 25 minutes focus sessions and 5 minutes break? Yeah, should take less breaks for completing the work. Let's see what it makes. So it has started making one, dividing into sessions, task, and time slot. Here's your Pomodoro based schedule to help you productive while balancing focus and breaks. So one stakeholder meeting 9 to 9:25, then 5 minutes break, budget review 9:30 to 9:55, then again 5 minutes break, writing project report, then again 5-minute break, writing project report part 2, then 30, because reports are obviously long, then team check-in, and again 5 minutes break. So optional deep work session if needed. If the project report requires extra focus, add an extra Pomodoro after a longer 15-minute break. So what are the bonus tips? Use tools like pomofocus.io. It has even given a one tool or a timer to stay on track. So why do we even need that when we have ChatGPT? This is really nice. You can actually have a breakdown, a structured daily schedule, boosting productivity without even burnout. So let's move on to the next prompt we have. It is basically based on overcoming the procrastination with a step-by-step guide. So now I'll give the prompt. I keep procrastinating on writing a project proposal. So can you create a structured approach with small steps to complete it by tomorrow? So let's see what will be the response. So it has basically given a step by step broken down into motivational strategies to eliminate procrastination. To avoid procrastination, break the task into small manageable steps using a step by step approach. Today evening or night, drafting the proposal. Set up an outline 30-minute to 1 Pomodoro session. Open a document and title it. It has even given the steps what to do. Outline with these sections. Write the easy sections first, like 45-minute. Fill in objectives, scope of work, timeline, and even the budget sections. So don't aim for perfection, just write rough content for as of now. So the step 3 is drafting the executive summary and risk. That is of 35-minute to 1. So summarize the project in 2 to 3 paragraphs. So keep it concise. Then list the potential risk and mitigation strategies. That is nice. Then again, step 4 is quick proofreading and formatting. So read thorough for clarity and fix major errors. Format with headings, bullet points, and highlights. So if you break it down into headings, bullet points, and highlights, it will be very easier for you. So it is basically given it a step-by-step approach with a timeline on how to spend what time on which topic. So first one is setup, second one is write the easy sections first. So this is basically very nice. So I will move on to the third prompt, that is basically based on the prioritized task using the Eisenhower matrix. So I will start writing as I have these tasks and then I will list them. Okay. So urgent, budget, approval, comma, creating a long-term strategy document. Then an optional networking event and a mandatory compliance training. So can you categorize them into urgent or important using the Eisenhower matrix? So let's see its response. So tasks are scheduled and divided into to-do, schedule, delegate if possible, and not urgent, they consider eliminating or postponing. So here's how it is broken down. Urgent budget approval, that is under urgent and important, requires immediate attention as it impacts the financial decisions and the timelines. Then again, important but not urgent, schedule, creating a long-term strategy document, crucial for future planning but can be scheduled strategically. So again, urgent but not important. Mandatory compliance training, urgent due to deadlines but does not require deep strategic involvement. Consider delegating time management or requesting a recorded session as it will save your time. So then again, it is not urgent and not important. Can be even, you can eliminate this optional networking event, valuable but not a priority, attained if time allows. So action plan based on the matrix, do the budget approval immediately, schedule time for the strategy document, complete compliance training but manage time efficiently, attend the networking even only if the other priorities are managed. So it has even given the feedback what to do and what not. So it has given the structure helps you stay productive without feeling overwhelmed. So let me know if you need adjustments. You can even personalize this. You can even give prompts on this, that what you actually need and how to do it. You can even add on urgent and important. You can even scratch it out, important but not urgent. So in this way, it is very helpful for the project managers to even get all this in hand in a single tool like ChatGPT. Basically, it has taken upon everything AI these days and project management too. So, down the line, we will see the limitations of ChatGPT in project management. So, we will now see the limitations of ChatGPT in project management. So, the first point we have over here is no real time data integration. So, what does that mean? So, ChatGPT does not connect to the live tools like Jira, Trello, Asana, or Microsoft Project. So, if you want updates on project progress, you still need to manually enter the latest details. You can copy paste the key updates from your project management tool and ask ChatGPT to summarize or analyze them. So, now moving on to the next one, we have ChatGPT won't make decisions for you. So it can suggest ideas, highlight risk, and even prioritize tasks, but the final decision still needs human judgment, considering budgets, deadlines, and the real world constraints. Think of ChatGPT as an advisor, not a decision maker. So use its insights to support your choices and not replace them. Now, moving on to the third one we have, it has a short-term memory loss. So, that means if the conversation gets too long, ChatGPT sometimes forgets the earlier details. You might find yourself repeating information about your project. So, keep conversations short and focused on specific tasks. So, if you need continuity, save important details in document and re-enter them when needed. Now moving on, we have not industry specific. So ChatGPT knows general project management techniques, but it doesn't have deep expertise in the industry regulations, compliance laws, or highly technical fields like aerospace, healthcare, or construction. So use ChatGPT only for the general frameworks, then tailor the advice based on your industry knowledge. So now moving on to the next, we have it can be outdated or inaccurate. So ChatGPT is trained on past data and doesn't always have the latest trends in project management. So there's a new agile framework or a PMI update, it might not know about it. So cross-check AI generated recommendations with the trusted sources like PMI, Atlassian or industry blogs. Now moving on, we have no emotional intelligence, that is almost no people management skills. So project management is not just about deadlines, it's about people. ChatGPT can't handle team conflicts, moral issues, or workplace tensions. So use ChatGPT for formal communications like mails, reports, summaries. But leadership and motivation should always come from you as a project manager. So, moving on, we have data privacy concerns. So, ChatGPT doesn't have built in confidentiality measures. So, sharing sensitive information, data, financials, or proprietary information is a big no. So, keep businesses sensitive data out of AI tools. So, instead of use ChatGPT for general planning, brainstorming, and structuring ideas. Now, the next we have is AI needs human supervision, and this is very important as AI generated reports, schedules, and strategies need a human review. It won't always get nuances right, and some suggestions may not be practical. So, always review, refine, and customize AI outputs before implementing them. So, that brings us to the end of this course on project management in the AI era with ChatGPT. So, we have explored the key project management roles, responsibilities, and how AI has transformed the field, making workflows smarter and more efficient. So, ChatGPT is a powerful AI engine, but like any technology, it needs a skilled operator to drive the results. While it excels at task management, risk analysis, communication, and time management, it still requires the human judgment for strategy and decision making. The future of project management is not about using AI, it's about mastering how to work with it. So embrace AI, take control, and make ChatGPT your secret weapon for success. So guys, congratulations on completing the ChatGPT for project management course. You have taken a big step in leveraging AI to enhance your project management skills. Now it's time to put your learning into action. Try integrating ChatGPT into your workflows and experiment with the prompts to optimize the project efficiency.